This is a segment of the up-and-coming The Whole Chessboard video. I hope you enjoy. Demons are the bottom of the Lucifer spiritual pyramid, and the children of the fallen messengers. They are the dead Nephilim spirits which roam the earth because they were never meant to exist. They are corrupted entities made by the fallen messengers, so they cannot follow the spirit of man when man dies. Demons are cursed to wander the earth with an unquenchable thirst and hunger. They are unclean spirits and are on an endless search to corrupt everything in their sight. A spirit is also a form of energy, and because of this, these entities can travel through our energy grid, which links to almost every home in the world. If you remember the occult movie Poltergeist, directed from the occult Freemason Steven Spielberg, he is telling you this in story format.
They're here.
Much of Hollywood plays the whore for the deceptionists, and Spielberg is a leader in this whoredom. If you are compromised and covered in sin, breaking the natural laws of Elohim, these are the times where the demonic have the most power to disrupt your life. The term Lucifer or Luciferian is a medieval name. It is a label for one specific entity which seems to have many names. Lucifer means light bringer and is the illuminator in the Freemason order. All of Freemasonry worship the pantheon of fallen messengers, but like all countries who worship pantheons, they give these false messengers different names. Lucifer is also the adversary, or Satan, Thor, Baal, Moloch, Apollo, Enlil, Baphomet, Pan, and many more. It's not that this entity is created because man requires a specific entity. This entity exists and makes itself known to the people under the rule of the powers and principalities, because the powers and principalities obey this fallen ruling entity we call Satan. This is the dark pyramid of power in the spirit realm, and it is an order which is copied and pasted all over earth. The Luciferian cult is no different, as it copies the Celtic, Greek, and Egyptian achievements into enlightenment. The cult does not have copyright on evil just because of its name. They just practice self-worship or loving oneself before anything else, and by loving themselves first, they are practicing the antithesis of the gospel and God's laws. Many sex cults practice Luciferianism. It is attractive to people because it gives instant gratification, and that pleasure continues to feed until it can no longer sustain the individual. That is when the Luciferian starts to lust for more passions and power. The Luciferian cult will give you what you seek, but will always leave you hungry, thirsty, and empty, resulting in an Ouroboros prison until you are freed from it through Yahusha, or you succumb to it in death. Corruption and death is the goal for the fallen watchers. When you die, you're just another notch in the belt, and they laugh at your gullibility, while your corrupted spirit falls into the darkness towards your destination, where you burn until Judgment Day, and perhaps forever. Just so you're aware, that day doesn't come until after Yahusha's millennial reign. That's a long time to wait in a holding cell of all-consuming fire. If you are true, practicing Luciferian, the chances that you know the demonic are real is likely, which also means the chances of Elohim being real is likely, which means the chances that you burn is just as likely. If you died tomorrow, you know where you are going to go, and you should know that there is only one way that you can be saved. The Satanic cult is not new. In fact, It is quite ancient. The antediluvian times began with the matriarchal bloodline called the Grail bloodline today, which worships the Nephilim Lilith, and they worshipped her during those ancient times by drinking her menstrual blood. Today, the drinking of the menstruum is still practiced by the generational bloodlines. However, the satanic cults have grown significantly and practice many anti-gospel rituals. These satanic cults require the cult member to break God's laws through ritual. The ritual is also a form of language, so while the cult member is performing the act, they are further sinning through the ritual language. The demonic require this from the cult member in order to break down their spirit's natural protections and allow the other unclean spirits to enter the body. From the beginning, the goal of the fallen watchers is to corrupt man. They want us irredeemable. Those that participate in these rituals, whether through Freemasonry, witchcraft, occultism, New Age, or the coming starseed religion, do so in order to gain power or prestige.
Tonight, we shall ascend into the heavens. We shall knock the earthquake.
We are tempted through our flesh, and as man participates, the demonic gain more control over earth. As the demonic gain more control, the cultist is asked to gain more followers. The participation of satanic worship is so widespread that the entire world is constantly sinning at an alarming rate. What was once clearly known as evil is looked on as harmless or free choice today. While choice has always been free for man, the knowledge of right and wrong is built in our mind from God. As a child, we know lying is wrong. We know that stealing is wrong. We know that hitting is wrong. However, over time we are numbed to the acts, and as we get older, more acts are exposed to us. Media, government, and entertainment, controlled by these ancient bloodline families, continue to corrupt man into damnation. Through instruction by the fallen messengers, man corrupts man. This cycle will continue until the tribulation, when the fallen messengers are kicked out of heaven and begin their final war on us. Those fools that stay in the false light of the one-world religion get tortured and destroyed by the fallen messengers and their creations. Those that truly repent, follow Yahusha, and endure may still die by man working for the fallen messengers. But their soul and spirit will not burn with the fools who die without Yahusha.